Something that smart people give up. Dear friends, there is a saying that goes like this: pride is the hardest thing to let go, but it's also the most useless thing. Hong Kong's billionaire of billionaires, Li Ka-shing, has the following philosophical views on face. When you put aside face to make money, it shows that you are knowledgeable. When you use money to regain face, it shows that you have succeeded. When you can use your reputation to make money, it shows that you are a great character. When you're still sitting there drinking, bragging, not knowing anything but trying to act like you understand and only care about so-called face, it shows that this life is all you have. If you observe once, twice, 3 times, and still don't understand, observe a few more times. I believe you will definitely have a harvest. Therefore, if you want to live the life you want, the first thing you have to do is get rid of that false pride. The lower one's social status, the lower one's dignity. In Mencius, there is a 5-word story about a beggar as follows. There was a man from the country of Qi who every time he went out had to eat and drink until he could go home. After returning home, he always proudly bragged to his wife that people with money and power invited him to dinner. Because she had never seen anyone with money or power come to the house, after a while, the wife began to suspect and secretly follow her husband. In the end, it was discovered that the husband was actually not going to attend a rich family's banquet, but was going to beg for the remaining offerings at the gravesite in the eastern suburbs. Most people from ancient times until now have always paid great attention to their appearance. In fact, there is nothing wrong with respecting face in moderation. If it's about protecting your honor, there's nothing wrong. There is an ancient saying, people need face, trees need bark. Who doesn't want to be respected, even admired by others? However, if in order to save face, you do things that are beyond your ability, then your reputation becomes a burden, becoming a doctor, which can cause harm to people. Furthermore, face often ends up causing people to lose face rather than gain face. Face actually only reflects a person's inferiority and weakness. Many people only earn a few million a month, but voluntarily eat instant noodles and overdraft their credit cards to buy bags worth several times their monthly salary, buy the latest iPhones and branded clothes just to show off. Go out. Psychology has shown that the nature of the so-called face is shame and fear of failure. Appearance reflects a person's inferiority and weakness. The lower class people are, the more they care about face, and the more they like to maintain their fragile dignity. Face is not something received from others. There is a saying that goes like this: when you give up your pride to make money, it means you understand the situation. When you use money in exchange for dignity, it means you have succeeded. When your reputation can make money, it means you are a person of great influence. When you stay in one place drinking alcohol, boasting, knowing nothing but showing understanding and valuing the so-called face, it means that this life of yours is just that. Face is never given by others. Face is something you have to use your own ability to exchange for. In the historical records of Huaimiuhao Liet Truyan, it is recorded, Han Tin lost his parents at a very young age, mainly lived by fishing in exchange for money, and was often discriminated against by people around him. Treated coldly. A butcher said to Han Tin, "Even though you are tall and like to carry a sword, you are actually very shy. If you have the ability, Then do you dare to stab me with your sword? If you don't dare, then hide. Over my crotch. Han Tin carefully observed him for a while. Then in front of many people, he bent down and crawled through the butcher's crotch. The people present at the market at that time laughed at him, turning out to be cowardly. This story still circulates to this day. Han Tin, as a man, has lost all dignity. However, thanks to that, he also escaped disaster, then gradually worshipped the generals and lords, moved heaven and earth, and became great. There is a saying, if you stay with the green hills, you will not be afraid of not having firewood. Sometimes you have to be patient and give up your dignity to be able to live with more dignity. In life, wise people look far ahead, value inner meaning, improve their own strength, and help themselves become stronger and stronger. But the stupid person who values face and blindly pursues what is shown on the outside will suffer beyond words. Smart people don't care about reputation. Someone said, true great people always think that they have nothing great in their hearts. Only people who have nothing great are arrogant and think that they are great. The story of Liu Bei inviting Kong Min to leave the mountain 3 times, surely everyone in the family knows. Liu Bei was able to put aside his face, not pay attention to the emperor's pride, 5 times, 7 times, to find Kong Min, who was living in seclusion at that time. He even stood in front of the door, waiting so as not to wake Zhuge Liang from sleeping, making Truong Fai so angry that he jumped up. The power of giving up. Face in legendary stories, giving up dignity seems easy. But in real life, so many people are bound by their reputation, unable to express their true feelings, unable to do what they really want. Most importantly, they fear being looked down upon by others, making them unable to start small. There are people who, because of their career, can put down their pride and live with a clear goal. They know that to achieve their goals, they need to sacrifice a lot of effort and accept risks. They put aside their pride and show their true selves to achieve their true goals in life. This is much more meaningful than maintaining dignity in a deadlocked life going nowhere. In the movie The Great Master, there is a saying, when people live in the world, some people live for face, some people live for inner meaning. Only inner meaning can be exchanged for true face. Stupid people are easily influenced by desire and pursue superficial appearances, so they need to create a cover for themselves. Smart people understand that life is their own, do not get caught up in the cycle, and do not lose themselves in material desires. Therefore, they do not care about losing face, because they know that this life is not lived by face, nor by the eyes and judgments of others. Be brave enough to let go of your pride to achieve your goals. Only then can you make the most comfortable effort. Rest assured that when you achieve certain achievements in life, your dignity will return to you. You not only get back your face, but also many more things like maturity, career, and status. Therefore, those who are striving to achieve success need to remember that in the process of making efforts, do not excessively pursue prestige, but make real efforts. Successful people are not smarter than you. They just cooperate with the right people and do the right things. If you want to have a comfortable life, learn to throw away the following things periodically. The results will not disappoint you. Number 1. Relationships that go nowhere. Some people think that you have to have many friends and many relationships to be good. But the truth is that the more relationships you have, the easier it is to get distracted and unable to focus on a certain person. Your relationships will become superficial, and among your many friends, you will not easily find the one who truly brings benefit or spiritual comfort. Take time to think about unnecessary relationships and slowly eliminate them from your life. The people who stay will eventually help you realize what true friends are. It will be very sad when you have thousands of friends on social networks but have no one to confide in, or when you are sick, you only receive get well wishes, but no one comes to visit. There's nothing more fun than when you only have a few friends, but they will definitely always appear when you need them. Number 2. Negative emotions. Waking up in the morning and seeing that it's about to rain while you have plans to go out. Your mood naturally drops and you feel strangely depressed. If something goes wrong when you go out, you meet someone you shouldn't meet. You immediately feel frustrated and uncomfortable all day long, causing your work to stagnate and making others uncomfortable as well. Negative emotions will cause your spirit to decline quickly and stay in your heart for a long time. Day after day, bad emotions build up on each other and will make you tired. If not cleaned up in time, the consequences will be very serious. Negative emotions lead to negative attitudes, thoughts, and actions, such as irritability, lack of concentration, and not being able to do good work. Long-term accumulation can easily lead to dangerous psychological diseases, such as depression, anxiety disorders, and panic disorders. Therefore, you must quickly get rid of unhappy things to lead a simpler and more positive life. Number 3. Unnecessary worries. Faced with problems in life, our first reaction is often to worry that things will not go as planned. Worrying about nothing will make us lose some of our spirit, confidence, and take away many good opportunities. Remember that no matter how worried you are, you will have to face it and overcome it. What you should do is stay calm and try to do the best you can. If there are shortcomings, try to change yourself to become the best version. In life, have the courage to let go of your pride to achieve the goals you set. Only then can you make the most comfortable effort. Once you have achieved success in life, your dignity will come back to you. You not only get face but also more things like maturity, career, and status. People who are striving to achieve success need to remember not to excessively pursue prestige, but to make a sincere effort. Successful people are not smarter than you. They just cooperate with the right people and do the right things. Ignore useless worries to focus on self-development. There are people who always worry about trivial things while their work is not done well. Instead of worrying needlessly, focus on doing your tasks well and managing yourself well. We often have the habit of remembering more bad memories than good. When encountering similar bad problems, the brain will transmit negative thoughts, causing us to become more panicked and afraid. If it's not easy to erase memories, try to turn them into beautiful experiences by overcoming them yourself. Life's trash can be items that have been around for a long time without us paying attention. When they appear, they will make you uncomfortable and uncomfortable. It could be photos or gifts related to your ex, old handbags, shoes that no longer fit, or other miscellaneous items. Scientific research proves that people get tired easily because they keep too many unnecessary things with them. These things are considered trash, making the place messy and mentally uncomfortable. If you want to live comfortably, learn how to purify unnecessary things to help yourself feel more comfortable, both physically and mentally. Eliminating unnecessary things will make your life more comfortable. 3 things. Wise people. Avoid, ladies and gentlemen. In life, normal people only know that good is good and harm is harm. Only a saint can understand how to turn weaknesses into strengths and strengths into weaknesses. In the work Huainan Zi, Liu An, a royal of the Western Han Dynasty, wrote about 3 dangerous phenomena in the world, including 1. Little virtue but many favors. Morality is not high, but receives many favors. 2. Low talent but high position. Not enough talent but high position. 3. Do not make great achievements, but receive generous benefits. Do not have achievements, but receive benefits. Liu An quoted the sentence from Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching. Either a treasure will be lost without benefit, or if something useful will be lost. Meaning, sometimes when you want to have it, you will lose it. Sometimes it seems like lost, but finally gained. Liu An gave the example of Sun Thuk Ngao, a commander of Chu. Even though he accomplished many great achievements, he still refused to be rewarded by Sotrang Vuong. Before he died, he told his son that if he was awarded a reward, he would only receive barren land. After his death, his son refused the fertile land and only received Tam Khao land, where the land was barren but was passed on to the next generation, proving that sometimes loss is gain. On the contrary, Tan Lei Kong, despite achieving many victories, was arrogant and cruel to the people. Ultimately, his prosperity led to harm. In life, we should avoid these 3 things. 1. Unnecessary worry. Faced with problems, stay calm and try to do the best you can instead of worrying needlessly. 2. Keep negative emotions. Quickly eliminate bad emotions to lead a more positive life. 3. Maintaining unnecessary relationships. Periodically refresh your friend circle to find truly worthy people. Make a real effort and don't pursue pride excessively. Successful people are not smarter than you. They just know how to cooperate with the right people and do the right things. The story of Tan Li Gong and his failure. At that time, the Jin state had no ministers to dissuade them, nor did they have vassals to provide outside aid. Furthermore, Tan Lei Kong also killed 6 loyal ministers and trusted petty people. In the 2nd year after the vassal meeting, Tan Lei Kong traveled through the land of Li Thi's favorite god and was kidnapped and imprisoned by Lon Thu and Trung Han Yen. No vassals rescued him, and Jin Le Kong finally died after 3 months in captivity. Every battle Jin Le Kong won, his territory expanded and his prestige increased. These things seem like achievements that everyone wants. But precisely because of those achievements, Tan Lei Kong fell into a situation where the country lost his life and died. Just like the saying, what is beneficial is what is lost. What is achieved is thought to be beneficial, but in the end is harmful. Ton Thuk Ngao instructed his son to only receive awards in Tam Khao, a dry land, so he could pass on the awards to the next generation. As for Tan Lei Kong, because he wanted to dominate the world, he ended up dying in Lai Thi's territory. Ordinary people only see benefits as benefits and harms as harm. Only a saint can understand how to turn weakness into strength and vice versa. Liu An said, "A tree that bears fruit twice a year is susceptible to damage, and a person who robs a tomb to gain wealth will suffer disaster. Greed will cause great disaster. Confucius once said, 'If you are virtuous, you will be noble. If you are small, you will be great. If you are strong, you will be great. and the immortals will not be able to succeed. That is, thin virtue but high status, shallow knowledge but plotting great matters, weak strength but demanding to carry heavy burdens cannot avoid disaster. Wei Zhongxian of the Ming Dynasty is a typical example. When he was young, he lived in poverty, loved gambling and drinking. Because of debt, he had to leave his wife and sell his daughter. After that, he entered the palace as a eunuch and became friends with the guest, the mother of Emperor Chu. After coming to power, Wei Zhongxian proclaimed himself 9,000 years old, arbitrarily ruling the country. When Sung Trin ascended the throne, he punished Wei Zhongxian and executed him according to the law. In the end, Wei Zhongxian committed suicide, but was still buried after his death. Wei Zhongxian is a clear example of how to enjoy wealth without merit, and how greed destroys oneself. Only when letting go of greed can people live peacefully and nobly. Today's reading ends here. Thank you for taking your valuable time to listen to our YouTube channel. Wishing you and yours a happy and peaceful life. Please subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell to receive the latest videos. Hello, and see you in the next video.